Late last night, past my bedtime, the PTS got its new update, releasing the new Atlantic City Expedition. Now this is bringing us a whole new location, never seen before in any single Fallout game, in a similar way to how the pit was actually presented, with 2 missions for us to complete. Now to some this may sound worrying and not kind of what you were after, but don't worry too much because there is actually going to be a second part of this coming out, which is going to be bringing in quests and also meant to be adding in some kind of exploration to the location as well. Now if you've been watching me a while, you'll know that I like to be as upfront and as honest as possible with you all, so I'm not filling you with false hope or anything like that. So here is my first take on Atlantic City and how I genuinely feel about it. Okay, so starting from the beginning, to start one of the expeditions you'll have to go to the White Springs Refuge yet again and speak to a guy called Jeremiah Hopkins. After a little bit of conversation, he'll invite you to Atlantic City for a vacation and also to do some work for the families there. Now once you've had this chat with this fella, you can then go and start one of the missions where you have the choice of either tax evasion or one called the most sensational game. To start with, I began with tax evasion. It starts out in quite a kind of optimistic, cool looking new location, lots of greenery and kind of very similar to The Last of Us, where if you've seen that you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You have a little wander to go to the waypoint, and this is where you are greeted with the opening scene of Billy being held at gunpoint. You then got to have a conversation with the guy who's dressed as a clown on my screen. For some reason he didn't have a name, must just be a bug in the, of course it is the PDS, so there is bugs and stuff, don't get too overly concerned with that bit. But you got to go convince him basically to let Billy go and stuff like that. Now once Billy is freed, you've then got to go collect some bags and basically throw them in the back of trucks. There is proper reasons for this, but I'm just going to give you the brief kind of description of everything going on and yeah, what you got to do. Now whilst doing this, you will have to defend yourself against waves of creatures and also enemies. And not going to lie, I did it solo and it was a little bit challenging, but it wasn't impossible. Now after collecting up all of these bags, you then get sent inside the casino where Billy's asked you to go and purge all of the accounting records before the auditors find them. Nothing too crazy, but it is a little bit of a faff on trying to find all of the terminals, and if you don't have the legendary perk on, you will have to hack each and every single one of these. Now whilst doing this, you will also be getting attacked by the auditors, so you'll have to be on guard just in case they come and try and kill you. During all of this as well, there is also a little kind of side mission that you can be getting on with, and this is where you can steal some caps from some of the machines that this guy called Sal Sticky Fingers has kind of hacked into to get some extra caps out of this. Now I don't want to be overly bland with this, but there isn't really that much to it. Hack the terminals, purge the files, steal some caps, and then you run away out of there. By the time you collect all the caps and purge all the files, you'll then find out that poor Billy has somehow got himself captured yet again by some tough guy called Buttercup who now wants to fight you. You then go, meet up with him, defeat this guy, and then you free Billy, and that's basically this mission in a nutshell. Like, there isn't really that much to it. I've got to be honest, when I kind of finished this and stuff, I was really massively underwhelmed. The location did look quite nice, but didn't feel very big, and it was just a little bit simple. I think maybe I was just holding up way too high hopes for this, but I was really hoping and wanting something that was kind of game changing and really exciting that people would really want to go and play. The new enemies, from what I kind of seen of them in this one, were okay, not gonna lie, I did think they looked quite cool, but they were just basically a reskin of ghouls, and the thorns appear to just be kind of copies of clickers from The Last of Us to a degree. So this entire kind of mission as a whole has a lot of similarities to The Last of Us. Now for the second mission it does get slightly better, but I can't help but think about the amount of people that's going to call this basically Daily Ops 3.0, and honestly, I can't blame them. You land at the beach, which is a pretty cool location, it's got some nice lighting and stuff, and then you speak with some guy with a cowboy hat that literally just waffles on for the next 5 minutes, and eventually starts you off on this so-called most sensational game. In short, the game is basically like a kind of form of Gladiator Pit, which sends you out against NPC competitors who appear to kind of just be chilling at times. Some are looking like they are out there to actually fight and try and win this so-called game, but then you find others like leaning up against posts, maybe smoking on a cigarette, just chilling, and then I found some others playing on arcade games when this is meant to be like a high-paced gladiator game type of thing. Maybe I've got the wrong understanding of it, but that's just how it came across to me. Now travelling through this location, you will have to fight off a lot of these competitors, and then once you get through you will have to defeat the 2 kind of reigning champions of this place. These will be the kind of final battle for you to take the crown for yourself, and once you defeat these 2, you'll then be crowned the champion of this game. Following that, you will also meet the leader of the new faction called the Showman, who you can go up and ask some questions and learn about a bit of the lore behind them and stuff like that. Just a clue, they're all a bit lunatics. Now, to give my kind of honest review of all of this, I can't lie, as a whole, I'm not really impressed. Not gonna lie, I was really looking forward to this, and I have been really let down. The location, don't get me wrong, it looks absolutely fantastic, I really liked it, but on the face of it, the content is just a bit bleak. Like, the missions are pretty easy, and I've done them once now, and there's not really anything drawing me in, wanting me to go, you know what, I really want to do that again. Personally, to me, and I'm not just jumping on a hate wagon or anything like that, I would be brutally honest if I loved it or if I hate it, whatever, I'll always give my honest opinion, and it just generally does feel like some new version of Daily Ops. I really hope like other people see this in a different way, but this is just what my first impressions are giving me. If you have tested it yet and you've got your own opinions and stuff, feel free to drop them down in the comments below, or if you've got your own thoughts of sort of like the footage that you've seen so far and stuff like that, please let me know in the comments as well. I'd love to hear everyone's opinions on this. From here though, I just really hope that the next part really does add some quests and exploration, because this is kind of what people are really asking for. People don't want something that's similar to Daily Ops, they want quests, they want a new map, they want this type of stuff, and Bethesda just aren't really giving it to them with this update. That's it for this video though, so thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'm going to leave this one there. So thank you all for watching, catch you in the next one, bye bye.